Thanks for joining us this morning, and it's great to see you all online. Kylie and I are going to be spending 5 minutes with you all for our 5-minute fundamentals to help you with some really quick takeaways that you can go away and implement into your business each and every day for some really awesome improvements. So, Kyles, today we are going to cover branding. And over your experience and your years in real estate, you've worked a lot on reshaping individual businesses' brands. And I think today's going to offer some quick tips, not just for business owners, but also for salespeople who are running a business, on essentially what their profile is, what their brand is, and what they can do to improve some of those areas that you see as the fundamentals.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. Look, I think probably when it comes to branding is just for leaders in business or sales agents that are perhaps running a team or department heads, is to be really clear about what the strategic direction is for the brand over the next 12 months or even 2 years if you're that organized. But what is your brand voice? And what I mean by brand voice is every bit of collateral, how you communicate, and the perception to the greater community, being the public or your customer, is what do you stand for? And when people see your brand, what does it connotate, or what do they think? And I think particularly we're all very, very busy in real estate, and I think often we don't sit back and think about that. Or maybe we did it when we launched our business or we launched our EBU, and maybe it's a while since we've pivoted and had a look at that. And I think where people are in their business cycle as well, so starting out as opposed to a mature business that may need to reinvent itself or going into new marketplaces, need to stop, think about that, and communicate it clearly to their team. Let them know what they're prepared to tweak. Let them know what is a non-negotiable. So essentially around that sort of guidelines on your brand.
I think that's a good point, because I think brand guidelines, as you said, is something we set up at the beginning. When was the last time that you as a business actually reviewed those though? So perhaps that's a quick takeaway there, is go back and have a look at your brand guidelines and see how outdated they are and what changes need to be made.
Yeah, and I think probably get brand guidelines might be a good idea. Most major franchise groups will have them, but I think there's still that element of what needs to be done for your localized business or your EBU. There might be things that you do differently. And right down to, what does your open home look like? How can we make it different? A little bit hard to always get out depending on the time of year and have a look at different open homes, but encouraging people to have a little bit of a look at what their competitors are doing. I'm a big believer in not getting caught up in that space, but I think it's good to be aware of what your customer's experiencing and making sure that all those subliminal messages are reviewed as well. So your music and inspections, your email signature, as an example, evolving that, making it attractive, incorporating into your email signature links for your Google reviews and ratings, as an example. More and more consumers are making decisions online now, searching people online. So are you visible enough online? Are you active enough in all your platforms? And I'm not just talking about Instagram here and LinkedIn and Facebook, looking at something as basic as your Google business page and making sure that you're actually aware of the insights on that business page and having a look and seeing how your customers are searching for you and if you're in the right places at the right time. Even making sure your trading hours are correct online and that you're accessible. Storytelling around your brand is incredibly important.
Yeah. And Kyles, just going back to that Google Insights page, because I know that's work that we're doing with a lot of our clients at the moment. So besides the trading hours, what are the other common areas that you find that businesses miss?
Photos that haven't been updated in a long time, or potentially a brand has had a brand change or a new look and feel, but they haven't thought about going to their business page and changing that. If you've got numerous locations, even though businesses may have individual Google business accounts, is making sure that consumers can see from each individual Google business page that you might have scale. A lot of products and services aren't activated on people's Google business account, and a lot of consumers will search by product, i.e. we're a real estate agent, we offer real estate services to the greater community. Is that functionality turned on within your Google business? So I think most people, know that Regrowth launched in March of 2021. We ran a campaign in March where we spent $50 with a video on Google Business, and we had over 71,000 impressions on that video. 38 people went to our website, and it resulted in 3 sales for our retreats. And that's a great ROI. But I think often we're so busy thinking about what we pay in commissions, or, are our competitors reducing their fee? Whereas, what would it be like to get 3 more sales appraisals or 3 more team members by using some of the other platforms that are available to us, and start thinking about Google Business as a recruitment tool for you for not just property, but also people.
So would it be fair to say, as we're reviewing this strategy and everything we need to put in place, that a budget would be a really good idea?
Really good idea, or even a plan. So we sit down with our sales agents and people in property management and BDMs in agency, and we say, you must know your numbers. You must set a target. What are you going to reinvest back into yourself? Yet we've got business owners out there or salespeople running their own EBUs that couldn't tell you how much they spent on marketing, or don't have a strategic plan around it. It's end of financial year. Over the next 120 days, the whole focus should be gearing up for stock for spring. So as an example, in your marketing calendar, all your activities over the next 12 weeks should be around success marketing, encouraging people to get to market for spring. Why selling in spring is a good idea. Your DLs, your EDMs, or your collateral, your storytelling should all be around stock to market. We've also had end of financial year, so letting people know what's happened in that 12-month period and how prices have gone up, and what the change with days on market has been, what the change with price has been, median rental returns, etc. That's a whole other workshop.
I was going to say, I think we could take more than 5 minutes here to talk about all of these areas, which of course we're happy to do. But Carl, to wrap us up, is there any last piece of advice?
Look, I think with respect to branding, there's an old saying, it hasn't changed. When you get into real estate, it's all about who's got the most signboards out in the marketplace. And I think it's the same with your brand, is being present everywhere that your consumer is. And if you don't know what those different points are, start mapping that customer journey and being more and more visible where your customer is. And to find out about that, you actually need to spend a bit of time and investment in that space. But my number one tip today, go away and review yourself online and in the local market as if you were your customer, and then find out what your brand voice is.
Great piece of advice. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.